Hi, it is new lesson day, and today we're going to finish working on the tune Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. First disclaimer is, I played this in the first band I was ever in back in the 70s when I was like 14, band called Aldebaran. We played this song. I did not do it correctly. I did not do the solo at the end. I just did my own solo. And I've pretty much always done that until I was asked to learn the solo. So I've always felt that, keep the song in character, but you don't have to do everything exactly that way unless you're doing a covered or a tribute band that tries to do everything note for note. That being said, I'm going to try to teach it to you the way I've tried to teach it to some people, especially the way I work with kids. And one of the ways I do that is I use words and using the syllables or the cadence of the words to help with rhythms. And so I'm going to try to do that with you, all right? So the solo at the end, it's only like 10, 11 seconds long. It's very classic. This is the way it is on the Led Zeppelin 4 album. There are a couple of live versions out there that are, the solo's a little bit different. I'm sure he probably did it different every time he played it. But anyway, that being said, this is the way it basically is on the Led Zeppelin 4 album. I've got this camera angle because really we just need the snare, rack 1, floor 1, and the bass drum for right now. Now I do have some rings laying on these drums to keep the ringing down because of the room is so live, and it helps with the phone. I typically don't play with rings on the drums live. I just do it for the phone recordings. So it's not going to have the exact sound of what John Bonham did, but it should be able to help you out. So the first thing I want you to do is just say the word today. Today. If you play that, I'm going to play it on the rim. Today, I'm going to do left, right. Today. That's the very first note. So we got this lonely, 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 lonely time. Today. Just say today, play that. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is a drag. Now, I did a lesson on rudiments. I did 40 of the lessons on rudiments that you can go back and watch. But when I teach a drag, I use the slang word getta, G-E-T-T-A, and you play that on one hand, and then buck on the other, and that's a drag. Get a buck. Now that's the next thing we're going to do, but it has two sets of 8 notes, if you want to think of it that. I'm going to say apple, apple. Not apple, but apple, apple. So I'm going to say, get an apple, or get an apple, apple. Okay? I'm leading that with my left hand. Get an apple, apple. The pulls are going to be on the small tom. Okay, so we start from the beginning. Today, get an apple, apple. Today, get an apple, apple. Okay? One more time. The next part we're going to learn is strawberry apple. Right, right, left, strawberry apple. Strawberry apple. We're going to play the apple up here. So strawberry apple. Okay, so there's the whole first section. We'll put it together. I'll do it on the rims. Today, get an apple, apple, strawberry apple. Today, today, get an apple, apple, strawberry apple. Slowly. There's the first section. Today, get an apple, apple, strawberry apple. The next section involves a herta. A herta is a term that I actually hadn't even heard the term until marching band, although I had played the lick growing up my whole life. I used the words, go to bed, John. Go to bed, John. Go to bed, John. Right, left, go to bed, John. And we're going to repeat that. Go to bed, John, 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 go to bed, John. It happened 6 times. Go to bed, John, 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 go to bed, John. And the way we're going to play that is on the snare with the right hand, the rack or the tom, upper tom with the left, the floor tom with the right, and then the kick drum on the last note, like go to bed, jump. We're gonna do that 6 times. I'll do it on the rims. Go to bed, jump. 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 So that's the next section. It can be a little because of the speed of those. It can become easy to lose your place and where you are. I like to think of it as 4 and then 2 that lead into the next lick. Now, those are pretty fast in the solo, and actually, a lot of people have tried to write this out and quantize it, but to me, it's not perfectly in time if you try to tap through it. It has a certain feel to it, and actually, I feel like this actually slightly speeds up when he does it. But I'll do it on the drums now. Go to bed, John. 6 times. Go to bed, John, go to bed, John, go to bed, John, go to bed, John. Then 2 more. Go to bed, John, go to bed, John. Okay, so slowly when we put that from the beginning, we have today. Apple, apple, strawberry, apple. Go to bed, John, go to bed, John, go to bed, John. Okay? The next section we're going to do is Hickory Dickory, and you're going to play left, right foot, rack, floor, foot. That's your hickory, and then dickory, 2 on the snare and the foot, hickory dickory, hickory dickory. And then we're going to add 1 more hickory. It's back to the toms, hickory, and then we're going to end on the flam. But that flam is kind of sloppy and almost separated, and that's going to be the beginning of the next word. So it's going to be like this slowly. All right. Space that flam kind of far apart. Okay, so that's the trickiest part, coming out of the Go to Bed Johns. I'm going to do 2 of the Go to Bed Johns. That is the hardest part. Okay? Now, that flam is the beginning of another rhythm, and that rhythm is, say, go to the store. Go to the store, go to the store. However, the first note is a flam, so you could say flam to the store if you want, but because the flam is so sloppy, I just say go to the store, but flam the first note. Go to the store, go to the store. Okay? Now we put that all together slowly. Okay? Remember? Today, get an apple, apple, strawberry, apple. Go to bed, John, 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 go to bed, John. Hickory, dickory, hickory, flam. Or hickory, dickory, hickory, go to the store. Flamming the first note. The last thing we're going to do, we're going to put a period on the end of the sentence, so to speak. Say bucket of fish. It's a rudiment called a single stroke 4. You're going to play the first note on the snare, the second note on the rack 1, third note on the floor tom, and the 4th note on the bass drum. Very similar to Go to Bed John, but not the same rhythm. Go to bed, John. Go to bed. Bucket of fish. So we'll do this. Bucket of fish. Crash. We end with the guitar doing a thing, and then we stop. So very slowly, the entire thing. I'll do it on the rims first. I'll try. Today, apple, apple, strawberry, apple, bucket. I said the wrong thing. Today, apple, apple, strawberry, apple. Go to bed, Jim, 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 go to the store, bucket. That's the whole thing. added one note in there accidentally. So that's the solo on the end of the tune. Again, the transition from the becomes the hardest part. So one more time slowly. Today, get an apple, apple, strawberry, apple, go to bed, John, 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 hickory, dickory, hickory, go to the store, bucket of fish. Okay? That's the solo to the end of rock and roll. Enjoy it. Give it a try.